Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students. Today I am going to deliver you lecture on the topic difference between forward and reverse reaction from chapter number 9 of 10th class chemistry. As you know what are forward and reverse reaction from my previous lectures, now I am going to deliver you the detail of forward and reverse reactions and the differentiation between forward and reverse reactions. Number one point of forward reaction is reaction in which reactants react to form product. That is also the definition of forward reaction. You can see here the equation in which A and B are the reactants, C and D are the products. And in this reaction, A and B reactants react to form the product C and D. First of all, the A and B when react to form product, that is the type of a forward reaction because in which reactants combine to form reactant. So reaction in which reactants react to combine to form product, that is called a forward reaction. The second point is it goes from left to right. You can see in this equation the reaction is going from left to right because A and B reactants react to form product, so the direction of the reaction is from left to right. The third point is at start of a reaction, forward reaction is very fast. When the reaction proceeds, at initial stage of the reaction, the rate of forward reaction is fast because there is less amount of reactants and there is more and more amount of reactants and less amount of product in the reaction. When more and more reactants react to form product, the amount and concentration of reactants decrease and the amount of products will increase. At this stage, when amount of product will increase, the rate of forward reaction will slow down gradually. But at the initial stage, at the beginning of a reaction, the rate of forward reaction is very fast because the concentration of reactants is higher as compared to products, because reactants are no more utilized. But when reactants utilize and consume and combine itself to form products, then the rate of forward reaction is fast. And the fourth point, it slows down gradually. Why forward reaction rate slows down gradually? Because the concentration of reactants decrease down slowly, because concentration of reactants decrease down slowly and the products concentration increase. So that is the fourth point, it slows down gradually. Then forward reaction slows down gradually at that time when products starts decomposing and starts to form reactants. At this stage, reverse rate of reaction will start. What is reverse reaction? The definition: reaction in which products react to produce reactants. You can see in the equation that are the reactant side, A plus B are the reactants, C plus D are the products. But when reactants almost consume or combine themselves to form product, a large amount of product will form, a concentration of products will be higher. At this stage, when almost all the products will form, they start decomposing in a reverse reaction, and after decomposition they again give the reactants. So reaction in which these products react to produce again the previous reactants. The second point is it goes from right to left. You can see here in this equation, when product will decompose, it will again form reactants, so the reaction will go from right to left direction. The third point, at start reverse reaction is negligible. Why it is negligible? Because the concentration of product is low as compared to reactants. When the product concentration will be higher, then the rate of reverse reaction will increase, it will speed up gradually. But at the start, when there is less amount of product, the rate of reverse reaction is negligible. As far as it concerned with the concentration of products, the concentration of product will increase, the rate of reverse reaction speed up gradually. That is the 4th point. So that is the difference between forward and reverse reaction. It is also an important question. It comes at short Q in the examination, so mark it as important question. My other topic is macroscopic characteristics of dynamic equilibrium. Now what are macroscopic characteristics of dynamic equilibrium? Macro means large and bigger in size, and micro means small. There are some characteristics given below. First point is an equilibrium is achievable only in a closed system. What is a closed system? What is a open system? I told you earlier. You can see here in this diagram that is a closed system because the mouth of both the vessels is closed, and the reactant products from the above equation, H2 and I2, hydrogen and iodine, and the product hydrogen iodide, both the reactants and products are in gaseous form. In this state, you can see if the mouth of the vessels will be open, the gases will escape out, and there will no possibility remain for the reaction of reactants to combine to form product, or product will escape out in the gaseous form. Then there will no possibility for the product to decompose and again form the reactant. So the system must be closed. That is the first condition of dynamic equilibrium. The system should be closed in the vessel or in the experimental bottles. In that condition, no gases will escape out, no reactants will escape out, or no product will escape out. They will react each other and form the previous reactants. So the second point is rate of a reaction. At equilibrium state, a reaction does not stop. Forward and reverse reaction keep on taking place at the same rate but in opposite direction. What is its meaning, or what is its explanation? A reaction does not stop. You can see in the dynamic equilibrium, reaction will not stop. The reactants will react to form product. Hydrogen and iodine will react to form products, and the product at certain time, when product formed due to chemical circumstances, chemical condition, it will again decompose to form the previous reactants. So the double arrow will put in between the reactants and products. That is the second condition. The second macroscopic characteristics, that equilibrium point reaction does not stop. The third point is amount of reactants and products. At equilibrium state, the amount of reactant and products do not change. Even physical properties like color, density remains the same. You can see here in the diagram the concentration and the color and density, that are the physical properties. The color of hydrogen gas will be colorless and the iodine gas is in purple color, but when the reaction proceeds, hydrogen iodide form, that is also in colorless form. So that is the main physical property that will remain the same in equilibrium. When equilibrium reach, the product decomposed to form again reactant. Iodine is in purple color. Purple color fumes will also evolve out in the vessel, and colorless fumes will also evolve out. That is the indication of equilibrium state. When hydrogen iodide give colorless fumes and from the decomposition, we will again get hydrogen and iodine, and the purple color fumes will evolve out. That is the explanation, that is the indication of the equilibrium. Fourth point is an equilibrium state is attainable from either way, starting from reactant or from product. You can see, you can easily understand that equilibrium is achievable from both sides. Equilibrium is established from both sides, from reactants or from products, because both the components will remain at equilibrium. Both the components of a reaction, you know, components, there are two components, reactants and products. These two components will be balanced, will be equal to each other. The concentration of these two components will be equal to each other. The molar concentration or the weightage or the physical properties like color will be same, and we can achieve this reaction from both sides, from reactant sides or from product sides. So that is the equilibrium fourth macroscopic characteristic, that we can achieve it from reactants or from product sides. Either we started from reactant or we started from product, we can achieve the equilibrium condition, we can achieve the equilibrium state. If we taken some concentration from reactant side, that will equal to the product side. The fifth point is an equilibrium state can be disturbed and again achieved under the given condition of concentration, pressure and temperature. It means if we drawn out some concentration from reactant or from product, if we disturb the equilibrium state, that is in this reaction you can see hydrogen and iodine, and it forms hydrogen iodide. If we drawn out some concentration of iodine or some concentration of hydrogen, we will disturb that equilibrium, but we can again achieve this equilibrium by putting or by inserting the drawn out concentration of reactants and products into the reaction. We can again achieve the equilibrium. So equilibrium state can be disturbed and again achieve under the given conditions of concentration, pressure and temperature, given conditions which are essential for the equilibrium. Given condition of concentration, pressure and temperature which are essential for equilibrium